Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Press Box. Brian Carson here with my co-host Kenny Varner. How you doing, Kenny V?
Doing awesome again today. Can't beat this weather outside. And plus, we are celebrating our 30th today. So, 30th episode. So,
Yeah,
it's a good
30
day.
episodes. Holy heck.
Mm.
Can't believe we're not canceled yet.
So, how about you? How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I mean, oh my Lord, what a day, huh?
Mm.
And with a day like that, it's got to be baseball time. And
Mm-hmm.
we are happy to have on the show. He is the president of Mifflin County Cal Ripken Baseball and coach of the Lewistown Junior Babe Ruth team, Mr. Josh Snook. Josh, thanks for being on, my friend.
Hey, Josh.
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
All right, let's start off. Now, you've got opening day coming up, correct?
Yep, opening day for our Mifflin County Youth Baseball is this Saturday. Opening ceremony starts at 1 p.m. We'll announce the players out onto the field. They'll be in their uniforms, of course, and we'll do a national anthem. We'll do first pitches thrown out. We'll have some special guests as usual. This year, some of the guests are some Mifflin County Husky varsity baseball players. We may have some mascots there. We'll do our raffle drawing we do every year. And then we'll have a skills competition, which includes a home run derby, relay races, around the horn, throwing competitions. And then we'll finish the evening off with the very first game of.
Now, is this the Cal Ripken or Junior Babe Ruth or both?
This is the Cal Ripken. Junior Babe Ruth, they actually started at the beginning of this week. Monday was the first games. My team got a bye, so our first opening game of the season will be tomorrow, actually.
How's the team looking so far?
We'll get to your team.
Yeah, go ahead. You want me to talk about the Babe Ruth team, or?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's fine. What is your? Sorry, Ken. Go ahead.
Oh, that's okay. How's the team looking?
Oh, my Babe Ruth team looking pretty good this year. I have a good core of players returning from last year, and there's a nice 13-year-old group that moved up for the first year of Babe Ruth this year, and I've been pleased so far. We had our first prep game last night for the 13-year-olds, and it went pretty good. A lot of game experience for those younger kids, which is always good. And looking for good things overall out of the main team for the bigger games here this year as well.
Uh, do you do anything coaching in Cal Ripken, or is that too much on your plate?
Yeah, that's too much. I coached, even though my kids are out of it, I coached up until probably 3 years ago, and I've been coaching Babe Ruth. I helped coach Babe Ruth 3 years ago, and then this will be my second year as the manager. So,
What got you into it? Did you play Babe Ruth?
yeah, I played the whole way up through from a youngster up through high school myself, and it was always my favorite sport. And I just got into coaching because I wanted to keep involved with it.
When did you graduate? Lewis? Was it Lewistown or Indian Valley?
I graduated from Indian Valley in '96.
Holy moly, a mother of God! Then I covered you.
Yeah, more than likely.
See, I'm sorry, man. I'm getting senile. I forget because I started at the Sentinel in '92.
Okay.
So yeah, I would have covered you. I'm just getting senile. There's so many kids, and now and I know Kenny has the same problem. We're covering the kid guys we covered. We're covering their kids now.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I mean, they grow up so fast, and time just flies right by.
So you just well, you wanted to. Did you always want to coach, or did that you just fall into that?
I mean, I kind of just fell into it, coaching my kids coming up through, and I mean, regardless, I enjoy doing it. Like I said, I've been coaching without having any kids on my team, my own kids on my team for several years now. I'm still the president of Mifflin County Youth Baseball, just simply because I enjoy doing it. So.
Now we haven't had Cal Ripken in here long, have we?
We changed to Cal Ripken 7 years ago now.
I guess it has been pretty long.
Yeah.
How's it been with Big Valley coming on the Cal Ripken? Has that helped you guys out a lot with like scheduling games together, or how's that been for you?
Well, for the past 3 years, up until this year, the last 3 years, we've tried to work together, both organizations, and there was some give and take, and the last 3 years we've been semi-combined, and playing one another as far as team wise, and you know, at first I myself was a little skeptical about it, and once we got going and got to know each other better, I grew into it, and I enjoyed working with them. Uh, so that was up until this year, and unfortunately, before the beginning of this year, they decided to go their own way and get back to doing what they were doing again. So
Mm.
we are not, joined with them this year.
So how's the turnout been for
Ah,
players this year?
It's been it's been great this year. We have a total between coach pitch, minor, and major teams. We have a total of 15 total teams this year. Last year we only had 13, and so the league's growing, and we're getting more and more kids participating. So that's a good sign.
absolutely. Um, can you share with me what is your philosophy of coaching baseball? What are some of your feelings? How do you like to coach? That kind of stuff.
Uh, you know, you, I like to make sure the kids are taught, the right way. Uh, I always One of my biggest things is getting along. Not fighting, arguing, being a team. Being friends, being buddies. But that's one of my biggest things I do when I coach is, no attitudes. You leave that outside the dugout when you step on the field, and just making sure they're learning, having fun, and playing as a team.
Now, the success that we've had recently with Junior Babe Ruth, you know, a national championship, going back to nationals, obviously that has helped get turnout, wouldn't you say?
I would think so. I mean, not to change the subject from Cal Ripken to Babe Ruth, but there's been quite a good turnout as far as number wise in Babe Ruth this year, and I think that has a good bit to do with it. Seeing the success of these All Star teams. So Last year, I coached the
Yeah, I think it
15-year-old.
would like.
I coached the 15-year-old team last year, and we were
Go ahead.
one
I'm
win away
sorry.
going to the World Series. So.
Oh wow. See, I got to
Yeah,
get back into the spring stuff. So you were that close.
yeah. The 14-year-old team, they actually went to the World Series and they finished I think second. But yeah, the 15-year-old team, we were one win away. We were in the regional championship and one win away of going to the World Series ourselves. So I mean, overall, all three All-Star teams, usually year in and year out, are doing quite well.
And
Well,
you
how
guys
does
got it.
the overall the league look to you this year?
Overall, I think I'm not just saying it, but it's going to be pretty competitive. I believe there's 9 teams this year. Last year there were 10. Beaver Springs had 2 last year. They're down to 1 this year. But I mean, Belleville, they're going to struggle a little bit. I think they're a younger team, but I think they got the right man up there. He's been doing it for how many years? Anyone can get the team in the right direction. Bill Corbin's the guy to do it, but I think overall it's going to be very
Oh, you bet.
competitive.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So Kenny, I think there's a delay between us. So I'm just gonna, when I say something, then I'll shut up for 5 seconds, and you can get your words in.
Okay, we can do that. Yeah, I think we got like a 3-second delay somehow.
It's live. It's internet.
Yeah, yeah. And
Well, go ahead if you got a question, Ken.
okay, this is back to Cal Ripken. Are you guys going to be hosting like you did last year an All-Star tournament?
Yeah, I believe we'll be. That's not 100% official, but I believe we'll be hosting the districts again.
That was one of the quickest and probably one of the best tournaments I've ever seen run last year. Everything went smooth. You got to be happy with the people who help out and the way it went.
Yeah, absolutely. Just our board, our Mifflin County Youth Baseball Board itself. It's a great group of people, and we're always working together. There's never any, division between us, and I think that's what makes it great. And they're always there to step up and lend a hand whenever we need to get something done.
Do in Junior Babe Ruth, do you guys cut in that, or is everybody in?
I mean, yes and no. There's a limit of, I believe it's 15 kids, like for the team itself. And as an example, this year there's some teams that have 16, 17 ball players, and what's going to happen there is kids will just be rotated in and out, with the bigger games. And 13-year-old games, obviously those kids are going to play the whole game in those games. But I mean, the one bright spot is you're getting kids coming out, whether you have 15 or 16, 17, 18. That's good to get the kids out and keep them involved one way or another.
Awesome. What are you looking for in a player? If you had even though you're rotating them in and out, if you had more than your limit, what are you looking for in a player? What separates? No, I don't mean like that one kid's bad and the other one's good, but what are you looking for to fit your team?
Well, I'm looking for a kid who's committed, first of all, who's going to, show up to practice and show up to games, want to be there, want to learn, be willing to learn, listen, listen to not only the head coach, but the assistant coaches. And that's one of my other big things too. As a manager, I don't say it's my way or no way. I get the input from the assistant coaches, and they have as much of a say as I do. I let the players know that. I let my assistants know that, and that's just how it is. But just looking for a kid who's committed, wants to be there, wants to learn, and doesn't have an attitude in any way or whatnot. But everyone's teachable in some way or another, and so.
One thing with Babe Ruth for the younger kids that come up, do you have like a 13-year-old prep league, or is that what it's called, prep league, that the kids get some game experience, so while not being in a regular game or limited time?
Yep, they've had the prep league for quite some time now, and it's a real. I enjoy it. I think it's a really good idea and thing, but it's not only just solely for 13-year-olds coming up. It may be you may have some 14-year-olds on your team that are struggling, and maybe need those repetitions and help them to get better. So they may participate some in the prep league as well. And like I said, we had our first prep game. The prep league started last night, and it went well. Now, with the prep league, the teams are combined. Like Lewistown is combined with Strode's, Belltown, Beaver Springs, and Burnham are combined. Reedsville, Milroy are combined, and Belleville and McVeytown are combined. And that's how we do the prep league.
Got a little update, Kenny. Did you mention that about tonight? Mifflin County softball lost to Cedar Cliff, 5-3.
Mhm.
Cedar Cliff got 5 runs in the first inning. Only 1 run was earned.
Wow.
That's it.
Mm.
So errors hurting the Huskies today.
Yeah.
Wolfgang pitched in relief. She had 6 strikeouts, no walks in 3 innings.
I didn't hear how.
Just wanted to give that little update because Craig. Sorry, go ahead.
I didn't hear how varsity baseball ended up, but I know they went into extra innings.
Yeah, I think they come up a run short. Let me double check here. I saw it come over. Oh.
Well, in the meantime, Josh, talk about your thoughts on the community and how the support of the community is around here for Cal Ripken and Junior Babe Ruth, because it really is one of the best areas for supporting. I mean, baseball, softball, wrestling, everything. It's around here in Mifflin County. We're lucky that we have great community support for all our sports, and they just follow it and support these kids, and we're lucky.
Yeah, it's a great community, especially supporting all the local sports. That includes football, baseball, soccer, band. The community is always there. And I know as far as Ripken and Babe Ruth, they're definitely there. And I tried something new this year, actually, with my Babe Ruth team. Instead of doing a sponsor or a fundraiser, such as selling stuff, hoagies or salads or whatever else you can think of, I decided to do a tag day at Walmart for my Babe Ruth team. And in 7 hours, I think we raised a little over thousand some dollars. So it was something different for a change, and the community just shopping up there at Walmart and donating. That it made a difference to our team this year already. And when All Stars rolls around, it's the same thing. They they support the local baseball teams.
How do you guys do the managers all get together? How do you pick the all-star teams?
At least while I've been involved, it's been the all-star coach, the all-star manager himself who picks the team. Now, last year when I got the 15-year-old team, now I reached out to different coaches and got their opinions and their input, to help me make my choices. But
okay, so it's the all-star manager.
yeah,
I never knew how they picked the teams.
yep.
So, like, if I was a player and slipped you a 20, could I get in the all-star team?
Not on my team.
See that, Kenny? I can't even buy my way onto a team.
That was a good try, though.
Yeah, I know. You got anything, Kenny?
Yeah. Well, first we'll just say about the Mifflin County baseball team fell 3-2. But they've
3-2.
yeah. Do you have any favorite moments from coaching? Is there any time period or any moment that stands out?
Probably not one in particular, but just instances where maybe you see a kid struggling and they come up in a game and they get a hit and get on base, and you see the smile, the reaction on their face, stuff like that, is really rewarding to see, and also another thing that I enjoy is when we play the special needs team, Beth Zong over the years. That's always a rewarding experience too, and to just see the joy and the reaction of those kids when our teams are playing them is, that's awesome to see. So
Nice. On the opposite side, what are some of you're the president of Mifflin County Youth Baseball now. What are some of the challenges of what you do?
well, one of the biggest challenges that I face is being on the board itself. I don't have a vote, in things. I can voice my concerns and opinions and give my input, but I don't have a vote, and I can't just say this is how it's going to be, whether anyone likes it or not. Our board, they vote on everything, and if there would ever be a situation where there's a tie, then I would step in with my vote. But along the line with that, one of the more challenging things is, just dealing with parents and their concerns. And, I don't get a vote on anything, but I'm the one who gets the phone calls, the texts, the emails, and, I kind of have to have discussions with parents on different issues. And, it can be challenging at times and it can be frustrating at times. And, but it all comes with the job. So I'm in it. I'm in it for the kids, and you got to deal with everything that comes along. With being the president. So
Yeah, I thought at first you were going to say parents. You were very diplomatic about that.
Yep.
Now, about the board, you just go in and go, listen, I'm the president. It's not a democracy anymore. What I say goes.
Yeah, that I don't
So,
think that would work.
you mean you got to be. You don't? Why not?
I wouldn't want to have that responsibility. I don't think. I wouldn't want to be solely responsible for that.
Uh, Obviously, doing it, juggling two things: the president of Cal Ripken, coaching. You love the sport. What is it that got you? What drew you to baseball? What do you like about it?
No, I just like the competitiveness in itself. I was always competitive growing up. Whether it be at home with my brother playing ball or football in the backyard, whatever it was. We were always competitive, and I've been competitive at everything from being young up until now. But I just like competing, and I like going out there in the base.
How satisfying is it to
We
see
lost
some?
Josh.
Uh-oh. Oh, there he is.
There we go. We lost him for a minute, Kenny. Live streaming.
Yep.
Can you
Okay.
hear us, Josh? Wait a minute. I think there we go. His mic was off too. Can you hear us, buddy?
Oh, yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
How
That was awkward
satisfying
dead
is it?
silence for a
It
minute.
was. How
I'm sorry.
awkward?
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Kenny.
um, how satisfying is it to see some of the kids that you've coached go on and play high school and then play some college ball? That's got to be a good feeling for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's very satisfying. Following these kids from it could be 6, 7 years old up through 11, 12-year olds up through Babe Ruth and into high school, and it's amazing how fast they grow up, and it's just it's satisfying watching them compete at college. I follow them as much as I can, each and every one of them, and it's just amazing how time flies, and these kids grow up. Man.
Yeah, they do grow up fast. I know that.
Mm.
Um, what are some of the you were talking about the kids growing up and that stuff. What are some of the lessons that you think baseball teaches youngsters, and what you want to impart on them? What are some of the life skills that baseball teaches?
I mean, a big one is you gotta work for what you want. You gotta earn it. You can't just go out there in the baseball field and wing it, and not give effort and expect to perform well and win ball games. And that translates into the real world too. You gotta go out there and earn it. You're not just gonna think you're gonna fly by the seat of your pants and get through it. You gotta work for what you want.
How is baseball overall and Babe Ruth and that changed since you played? Do you think?
Uh, I actually think maybe the I mean, to me anyway, it just seems like maybe because I'm getting older, but it just seems like the game itself got a little bit faster, faster pace, or just overall, that's just how it seems to me.
Have you had to change the way you coach because of that?
Not really. No, I mean, we may adapt here and there slightly, but nothing major.
Since you said about the game being faster, this is kind of off. Go ahead, Kenny.
Oh, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to, it's off topic, but since you brought up the speed of the game, I wanted to see what you thought of. You said you were a Pirate fan. What do you think of the pitch clock in baseball?
I personally don't like it, but I mean, I see what they're trying to do as far as just speeding up the time of the game and trying to make the game itself quicker. But I don't like it myself. I mean, that could, in years past, that could be like an advantage to some of the pitchers, just as they go through their routine and their wind up and, the way they conduct themselves out there on the mound. But now some of them may have to change their way. And I'm just not a fan of it overall.
Kenny, go ahead, buddy.
Oh, okay. Well, I was going to stay on the topic here. What do you think about the two throws over to first base and then you're done? I don't like that at all. What do you think?
I don't know, understand what you're talking.
They have that new rule where you can only pitch throw over to first base twice, and
Like
for
pick off attempts
to pick off.
I mean, there are pitchers that I think do that way too much, especially 3-4 times in a row, and I think that tends to. I mean, I know they're trying to keep the base runners guessing, but to me, 3-4 times at a clip, that's a little too much for me.
Overall, I mean, you're just getting started, so I know this is a loaded question, but the success that we've had in Junior Babe Ruth come All-Star times, how do you think we're going to look this year? And I know that's hard to predict because it's so far down the line, but you think we'll still be strong come playoff time?
Yeah. So this year, the 15-year-old manager will be John Panizzo, and that team, there's going to be probably the same core group of kids that were on that 14-year-old team last year who are now 15-year-olds, and they're going to be solid because they went to the World Series last year. And then I believe the 14-year-old group will be just as solid, this year. There may be, and throughout all three age groups, there may be a few different players who make the team this year and some that don't, that were on it last year. Who knows how that all plays out, according to this season. But I actually have the 14-year-old team this year, and they were pretty decent last year, the core group of them. So looking like they're going to have another good run this year. And the 13-year-olds, I mean, it's hard to tell. I do know there was a solid group of 12-year-olds moving up from last year from Cal Ripken. So, it's hard to tell, but I think they'll be solid as well.
Who's managing them?
Bill Corbin, actually, he took the 13s this year.
Oh, Billy.
Yeah, Bill, he was my all-star coach when I was 13.
Yeah, he's been doing it forever.
Yep.
Billy and I like the same band, so we always got along. I'd go in there to cover Bill, and we'd be talking Iron Maiden and all this stuff. Well, that's good. Well, see, now you know then when you have the party. If you have a year-end party, make Panizzo supply the pizza.
Yeah, I'll have to let him know that. I mean,
Kenny, got anything, buddy?
One thing I wanted.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
One thing I wanted to touch on was going back to our Cal Ripken League and Big Valley. Even though Big Valley is doing their own thing this year and went back to Little League, we are actually going to have games with Juniata County Cal Ripken. So they have 4 major teams, 5 minor, and 7 coach pitch, which they're already on our schedule. They reached out to us last fall and were interested, and we've been meeting with them and working details out. So that's going to be a big plus, on top of our teams that we have, joining with their teams on the schedule this year. So
it's definitely got to be exciting.
Well, good.
Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree, Kenny. And since you brought it up again, since you're the president there, why did you leave Little League for Cal Ripken? What were the reasons?
Once again, back 7 years ago when our board was talking about, the possibility of changing to Ripken from Little League, I was skeptical about it. I wasn't happy about it. And as we transitioned, the first few years, I started to grow more accustomed to it. But some of the differences that we switched from Little League to Ripken was as a local league, we can amend some of the Ripken rules to our local league. We can kind of control certain rules and stuff. Whereas in Little League, they have strict rules, and you really can't change things around or amend rules. Also, like the Ripken ages, they align with the Babe Ruth League ages, so that was kind of a plus. I know there's always in Little League there's that dream of going to Williamsport, and it's a great dream to have, but I don't myself think it's going to become reality until the whole county, is one league. And I thought we were going similar, in that direction, in the right direction. But Ripken has their own World Series also, which is in Florida, Treasure Coast, Florida. But another reason we went to Ripken was more all-star opportunity. In Ripken, we have the opportunity to have an 8U All-Star team, a 9U All-Star team, a 10U All-Star team, an 11U All-Star team, and a 12U All-Star team. Whereas Little League, it's a 9 and 10-year-old All-Star team, a 10 and 11 All-Star team, and then an 11 and 12-year-old All-Star team. So, if we have the kids, they can play at 5, 6 different levels, that gives us that option.
Nice.
Makes sense.
Yep.
So I was here while I got a contest idea for you. I'm going to run it by you. For Junior Babe Ruth, we can guess what sweater vest Ray Wild is going to wear for each game, and this person will win a prize.
Yep, he's always.
It used to amaze me, Josh, because Yeah, it used to amaze me. I started covering when I first started at the Sentinel. I was covering Junior Babe Ruth, and here's Ray. It could be 90 degrees and he's in a sweater vest and he doesn't sweat.
Yeah, when I first got to know him, and I see him wearing sweaters when it's 90 degrees out. I'm thinking, boy, he's crazy. And come to find out, it doesn't bother.
He's a robot. Good old Ray.
Yeah, he's a really good guy. He's done so much for Babe Ruth over the years. He's a walking encyclopedia of Mifflin County Babe Ruth.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Ray is one of a kind, man. There will not be another one like him as far as for statistics and promoting Babe Ruth baseball.
Yeah, he can rattle records off from 20 years ago, 20, 30 years ago. He can rattle stats off, of this kid or that kid. And it's amazing what he does. He covers every Babe Ruth game every night that there's games scheduled. And it's just amazing. And, we should be thankful that we have him, someone like him to do that.
Yeah, his
Oh
reputation
yeah,
is
I
something.
know. I mean, yeah, Kenny. You know him too, Kenny. You've known him
Yeah,
a long time as well.
yeah, yeah. The story that I like the most is the time they went to the World Series. I think it was in Washington, and I think he fell out of the press box and had to be taken away. But before he left, he made sure someone was there taking stats and having everything taken care of before he went to the hospital.
I'll share a Ray story with you that Ray always brings up and laughs about. Um, we were covering Lewistown baseball in the playoffs. They were playing Brownsville down in Indiana, PA. Indian Valley was there too, and for the life of me, I can't remember who they were playing. A doubleheader. It was Scott Franco and I went down, and Ray went along with us. And oh my God, why is his name escaping me now? God rest his soul. Jaegertown coach for a long time.
Oh, Frank Zook.
Yeah.
Yeah, Freddie. I'm sorry that I forgot his name. Fred's with Ray, and we're all eating at the Jimmy Stewart restaurant during a break. And Franco looks at me and goes, "I want you to cover McVaytown and Jaegertown when we get back, in a couple of days." I forget when it was, but that was a long time ago. And this is when McVaytown had Cody Zong, Mattern, all these guys that became the McVaytown 7 for Lewistown baseball. They were by far the best team in Babe Ruth. And Jaegertown, wasn't that good, to be honest. And I forgot Fred was there. And I said, "My God, Franco, why do you have me going to this game? That is a piece of you know what game. It's going to be crap. McVaytown's going to blow them out." And Ray is kicking my leg under the table. And I completely forgot that Freddie was there. And I got so embarrassed, I felt like I wanted to go crawl under the table because Ray's trying to warn me. And there I am running down his Jaegertown team in front of him. And Fred was a good sport about it because he looked at me and said, "Yeah, they are going to kill us." So yeah, it's good. There's a lot of technology in baseball now. Are you guys starting to incorporate that in Babe Ruth, or do you want this to be, to be the way it's always been, good old fashioned baseball?
Yeah, I mean, we use Game Changer like on our tablet, but I like to keep a regular book also. But other than that, we don't really incorporate any other kind of electronics or anything. You can't really. I mean, the Game Changer is nice. I think solely for parents or relatives, maybe to follow along with the game if they can't be there. But other than that, I don't think there's any need for any other technology.
I agree with that. When I was covering games, I don't do it anymore. When I was covering games, the only thing I did was switch to an app to score because it was so easy to use. It kept the batting averages and everything automatically. So that's about the only thing I did. I went from a paper scoreboard to electronic, an app. Have you kept the scoreboard, Kenny?
Yeah, I keep one in with a pencil and paper, and then I just kind of bounce it off some of Game Changers whenever I'm not sure of something. So that's always a good reference if you're not sure what happened during an inning. So yeah, I kind of use both. A lot of kids nowadays, I see some of the reporters, all they have, and I don't know how they do it, but all they have is their phone, and they're not even using apps. So there must be something out there.
I couldn't do that.
Hmm.
Well, we're old, Kenny. I have trouble seeing my damn phone anyway. I know I couldn't score baseball on it. So you are president of Mifflin County Youth Baseball, coach of the Babe Ruth. How do you see baseball in Mifflin County in the future? Are we going strong? Is it just getting better and better? How are you looking at the future? And what would you like, if anything, what would you like to see happen in the future for Mifflin County baseball, youth baseball?
Well, I'm not only the president of Mifflin County Youth Baseball. I've been for probably about the last 10 years the president. I've been involved for probably 12 years total. On top of that, I'm the field manager at the Maitland field, so I got to take care of that field. Obviously, being a manager of the Lewistown Babe Ruth, I'm there getting that field ready. And then on top of all that, I'm the District 13 commissioner for Cal Ripken. So that means I'm overseeing like Juniata County Cal Ripken, Mifflin County Cal Ripken, Center County, Bellwood, Flood City, West Perry, and West Perry and Mount Union. They weren't in Ripken last year. I think West Perry, they didn't have enough, I guess, so they didn't have a team in. And then Mount Union, they used to be Little League. Then they went to Cal Ripken a few years, and then this year I think they went independent. So I stayed busy, as it is. But going forward, I hope the kids they keep coming out and wanting to play the game of baseball, and try and stay away from video games or any other distractions. It's good. It's good for them to play video games and have other hobbies, but I think there's some that maybe are missing out on baseball and other sports because they're so into these video games or other stuff where I don't know. But I just look for the kids to keep coming out and hopefully not losing any kids and keeping their interest. And I'd like to see them keep playing, not only stop after their 12-year-old year of baseball, but play Babe Ruth, go out for the high school team and, see what happens from there.
You're not, obviously, what you just said, you're not doing enough. You need to do more.
I'm definitely busy. But
Jeez, you make me tired just talking about it.
I definitely enjoy doing it, or else I wouldn't be
Well, you have to.
taking on all the fun.
Yeah, you have to enjoy something, or you wouldn't be doing all that. That's awesome. That's good. A lot of people don't have that. They don't. They don't have something that really lights their fire and gets them going.
Right.
And that's
Yeah, I
something
mean,
that just. Oh, go
I
ahead.
mean, you look at some guys get into coaching, and they're there for their kids, and that's fine that they want to help coach while their kids playing, and then once their kids out of that level, then they don't stick around and coach, and I understand that to a point. But then there are some of us that we enjoy doing it so much that we continue to do it even after our kids are out of it. So I mean, it's good both ways. I see both sides of it. But
And with having all these responsibilities, that's something
Just
that's an all year thing, right? Not just during the regular season.
right, yep.
I just want to say thank you to Corey Ray for giving us a thumbs up. Appreciate that, buddy.
Yeah, Corey's is a great guy. He's a coach. In our Cal Ripken League, he coaches a minor team, and he actually we get businesses to sponsor the names of our teams, and we put their logo on the front of the jerseys. And Corey actually sponsors two teams, a minor team and a major team, and he does work at our local, not only our local Ripken field or Babe Ruth fields, the high school fields. He's he's a busy guy too, running his business, dealing, helping out with baseball. He's on our Cal Ripken board. He's just a great guy. He does a lot for the community as well. He helps me. He helps me coach
He's
also
another
our Babe Ruth team as well. So
he's another guy that doesn't do enough.
yeah, but yeah, he does it for all the right reasons also.
Well, that's good. You got to have good people. You won't have a successful organization without good people.
Yep.
Kenny, would you like
Yes.
to add anything?
Just um for your team, maybe not just a record or records or anything, but where would you like to see your team be at the end of the season?
You talking
First
my base?
place.
What progress would you like to see? I guess you know, um, do you just take it day by day, or where would you like to see your players at that point?
Yeah, as an individual player wise, like I'd just like to see the older ones continue to progress, and improve, and likewise for the younger ones who are just getting into Babe Ruth on the team, uh, just to help them get accustomed to the Babe Ruth level if they haven't played, Ripken, which, Ripken, the majors, we help them prepare for Babe Ruth. But overall, I just like to see all my players get better from day one. And especially with the young ones, the 13-year-olds, I can already see progress, from them, just first day of practice. And team wise overall, last year we finished, I believe, 9-9 overall. So we'll look to build on that and try and improve our record from last year and see what happens.
Who do you think is the favorite in the league if you had to make a choice?
Uh, they were tough last year, and they were battling, for first place last year. Reidsville is going to be right there, I think, battling for first place. Uh, Burnham's probably going to be tough. And Belltown, they lost some key players from last year, and that might hurt them a little bit this year. But they'll be tough. Like I said, overall, eight out of 9 teams, are going to be very competitive. And like I said, Belleville's very young, so they may go through some early season struggles, but who knows? Bill Corbin, he's been around baseball. He's been coaching for 40 plus years or so, maybe more.
Yeah.
Anyone can, get something out of a team, he will. So overall, every team is going to be competitive this year.
Well, that's good. You want a strong leg, That
Yep.
only makes it better.
Yeah, Beaver Springs are going to be tough too. They basically kind of combined 2 teams from last year, and just from seeing some of the names that are on the team this year, they're going to be tough too. I believe. Like I said, pretty much the whole league, is going to be competitive, and that's good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice. Mm-hmm.
Any final words, Mr. Snook, you would like to say, mention, or anything?
No, I want to thank you guys for having me on, giving me the time, and I appreciate the time. I talked on the radio there with Rocco about a month ago or so about the season, and I just appreciate you guys having me on. It was fun getting to chat with you guys, and I'm sure we'll be seeing you around, and hopefully we'll be seeing you around and listening to you.
Most definitely.
I just want to.
Well, we appreciate it. Kenny and I are.
I just want to let you guys know that I appreciate what you guys do. Kenny, with the magazine and all your reporting you do, not only for Mifflin County, but Center County, Juniata County. You're all over the place, and that's very much appreciated. Same with you, Brian. You do a heck of a good job on the radio, reporting, announcing, wrestling, everything. It's very much appreciated. We're always listening whenever we can. So,
awesome.
Well, I appreciate
Thank
that.
You.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't get out like I used to with my condition, but I try. And Kenny and I are old school. We love to promote our local teams, and we appreciate the comments, and we thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thank you guys.
And don't be a stranger. Bring some Babe Ruth friends next time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll make it a plan.
Sounds great.
Sounds good. All right, Josh. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Josh.
Yep. Take care.
You too.
You too. That was Josh Snook, Mifflin County Youth Baseball President and manager of the Lewistown Junior Babe Ruth team. And the season is starting. The weather is warm. It's awesome, Kenny V.
Yeah, it's for some people, it's what they say. It's the most wonderful time of the year. It's not Christmas. It's baseball season. So,
do you have any shout outs before we go?
Oh my gosh, yeah, I got quite a few, but I can make them quick. A lot of good stuff has been happening.
No, that's okay. You don't have to make them. You don't have to make them quick, but we can't do it without feeding the ducks. This is the shout outs for Kenny Varner, feeding the ducks. That's your intro music, buddy.
All right, here we go. First shout
Give me some shout outs.
All right. The Juniata tennis team yesterday won its 6th straight match after starting 0-3. Leading that group is number 1 tennis, Zane Weitzel. Team is doing great, on the right track now, and believe it or not, their season's pretty much half over. But they're doing well and continue success.
Yeah, that's a team. Juniata Tennis has been very good district
Mhm.
wide for a while now.
Yeah, they have. They had the top two singles in District 6 last year, and the top two doubles team in District 6. So um, that was definitely a feat last year, what they did.
You bet.
Okay. Well, we're
Go
gonna
ahead,
head up.
continue.
We're gonna head up north now to also in tennis. State College longtime coach Jane Borden collected win number 500 yesterday. Congratulations.
Absolutely. 500 wins?
500 wins. Yep. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
And the team
Yeah.
is, and they're clicking on all cylinders this year too. They're, I believe, 6-1. So they continue to roll.
Nice
Now to
job.
the baseball and softball diamond. Yesterday, Mifflin County, the baseball team, won a tough contest against previously undefeated Bellefonte, winning 10-8. Uh, it was a tough battle. Mifflin County jumped to a 10-1 lead, and the Red Raiders battled back and had the bases loaded in the bottom of the seventh, but Mifflin County went to the bullpen and got Landon Eichhorn, and Eichhorn did the job, and Mifflin County came out with the win. What was great about that is for Bellefonte was they opened a new era, opening with their new sports complex, and very impressive. So even though Bellefonte lost, they still won. So they got a nice baseball complex, and they're going to be back into it. So um, now Mifflin County softball was up here in Center County on Monday, and they went up against
Big
previous
win.
yeah District 6 champion from last year, Bald Eagle, and it was a pitcher's duel for most of the game, but Mifflin County pulled out the stops in the late innings and came out with the victory. So that's one of those confidence boosters. I guess both of them, the baseball team and softball team, had confidence boosters, even though they had setbacks today. But that's something that maybe later on in the year they'll see is the one that really led them to where they are at the end of the year. So congratulations to both teams yesterday. Uh, I've given her a shout out quite a bit recently, but she's like the Energizer Bunny, keeps going and going and going. Junie had a pitcher, Liz Gager. She continues to throw heat, and she helped the softball team improve to 7-1 on the year. Quite a strong start. She had 16 strikeouts yesterday and got revenge on an Upper Dolphin team that beat them. Was the only loss that they had this year. So, congratulations to the Juniata softball team and Liz Gager. Um, Now we talked about them earlier, but the Bald Eagle softball team wasted no time bouncing back. Not only did they win yesterday, but they also knocked Penns Valley, who was previously undefeated, to the defeated spot. I believe it was 8-1. So the Eagles are still doing pretty good, despite the young team and having that Monday loss. Coach Don Lucas always has his kids ready to play. Um, staying in softball. East Juniata softball team has been hitting the cover off the ball lately. they've been posting numerous 3-inning games in which the Tigers had double-digit scoring. So the offense has been working pretty well, and they're led by their pitcher Marley Wilson, who's been pitching pretty solidly for them. So now in the
Nice.
baseball, Bald Eagle baseball teams, they've gotten off to a sizzling start through the competition this year. I believe that they are undefeated as well. And the Belfont team that we mentioned earlier has been a 4-1 record. And Penns Valley has been off to a very strong start as well. So some teams to look for as we get into. I think we're hitting the midway point of the season already. It just seems like it just started. So
Yes. Yes, spring always goes fast. I always thought so.
Mm-hmm. And we've been blessed with so good a weather too lately. And the last one that I got is congratulations to the Mifflin County Junior Varsity volleyball team, as they are currently undefeated and they beat Carlisle yesterday. So congratulations, and I am all shouted out. So that is it.
All right, let's get that ending music for you. Kenny, feed the ducks. Yeah. I got one shout out. Somehow, some way I'd bring wrestling into it. I got a shout out for two local boys. They don't need any introduction. Hayden and Trent Hively are going to be wrestling at the end of the month at the U.S. Open. The winner of their respective weight classes will go into Final X to meet the number one guy for a chance to be on the world team. Hayden and Trent are going to be at the U.S. Open. I am writing a story for the Sentinel that'll be in there, a preview on it, and I've already talked to Hayden and Trent, and we wish them the best of luck as they go for a U.S. Open championship.
Oh, definitely. Good luck, guys. Bring it home.
So, yeah, I mean, absolutely. They are, incredible athletes. We don't need to say how good they are. Everybody knows. And this is just another page. Hayden is back out of retirement. It's weird to say that when you're only like 26 years old and you're coming out of retirement. But for wrestling, yeah, that's getting up there. Coming out of retirement, Hayden is, and Trent obviously has another year left at North Carolina State, but they're going to try to get on the world team if they can win the U.S. Open and then win Final X, which is a ways away. But U.S. Open is at the end of the month. I believe it starts on the 26th and runs through the 30th of April.
And you'll be keeping everybody updated on your wrestling.
That'd be pretty cool.
Page, right?
Absolutely. Mifflin County Wrestling, Brian Carson will be updating that as it happens. Wish him the best of luck. I also want to shout out to youth guys. Pennsylvania Word, it's a website. They do actually elementary and junior high rankings, and their end of the year rankings. We had two kids make the top 10 in their respective weight classes. At 50 pounds, it was Jace Atherton, finished the year ranked number 6 in the state, and Julian Altieri at the 82-90 pound weight class is ranked 7th in the state. And Kenny, we always talk about how we're getting old. His dad wrestled for Lewistown. I covered him, and he also used to be a good friend of my stepson and would come over to my house.
Jeez.
Now he has a kid wrestling. Yeah. So congratulations, Jay Safford and Julian Altieri, for being ranked elementary wrestlers. And that's my shout out. So any final words, Mr. Varner, before we get out of here?
Yeah, I think I have another shout out. I believe that Mifflin County lacrosse, I believe it was Sadie Fike, was mid-pen player, or the mid-pen player of the week for the Huskies. So congratulations.
Well, congratulations to Sadie Fike. Doesn't she play soccer?
I believe so too.
Or maybe
Yeah.
I'm mistaken. Well, good for her. Mid-pen player of the week. Once
Yep,
again, we
Sadie
want to
Fike.
thank Josh Snook from the Mifflin County Youth Baseball and Lewistown Junior Babe Ruth. Hopefully, we can get some more Junior Babe Ruth guys on and some Cal Ripken guys. We'll have anybody, right, Kenny?
Oh, most definitely. Bring them on. If you guys have an idea or anything, please reach out to us, and we'd love to have some different players and different coaches on. And looking for a variety. So if have something, an organization you want to kind of want to pump up or promote, reach out to us.
Yeah, we always go over the hour, but who cares? It's our show. We can do what we want.
Right.
All right, that's going to wrap it up. Any final words, V?
Just everyone enjoy the rest of the week and the weekend. It's supposed to be beautiful. Enjoy your favorite sports. Get out there and cheer on your favorite athlete. And if you see us out and about, don't be afraid to come up and say hi. So I guess that's it.
Absolutely. Do not be afraid. Well, when I do come out, when I come out of my shell, I'm like a turtle. I do want to say one thing. And I hate saying it, but I do. I forgot before we go. April 25th at the home track meet between State College and Mifflin County, there will be a blackout event to fight cancer in memory of a good buddy of mine and Kenny's, Scott Seckler. After the meet, there will be a walk around the track to raise money to help others fighting melanoma, which unfortunately is what killed Scott. So, as they say here on the press release that I got from Tish McClay, the athletic director, showing up and pack the track in memory of a great coach. But, and I add this, an even better human being.
Most definitely. Oh, yeah.
An even better human being. Yep. There's not a day goes by when I don't miss the guy. We became great friends through the years of me covering him at Mifflin County football and at track. And I miss him a lot. And please go support that. That's something to go to. Go to the meet. It's State College. It's going to be a good meet. And then pack the track and raise money for melanoma, to defeat melanoma. Not raise money for melanoma. That didn't come out right, Kenny.
All right.
To defeat melanoma. Yeah. And we'll have more on that next week, too. We'll promote it even more. But yeah, a good cause. Go now.
Yes, go.
Start packing it now. All right, that's going to wrap it up for tonight. For Kenny Varner, I am Brian Carson. Thank you for listening, everybody. We really appreciate it. And thank you for giving us your time. And, Kenny and I love doing this. So thanks a lot. Have a great weekend. It's going to be beautiful. And we will see you next week on the Press Box.
Good night, everybody.